Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117 here, bringing you a new Company vs. Replay brought to you by No Sacrifice, No Victory. It's been a while since I've hosted this replay, and the one major reason I wanted to host this replay is very simple. This map, Pripyat Winter, again, completely different to any other map I've seen in a while, so I'm like, absolutely I'm going to host this game. Anyway, it's a 2v2, and also we called it John Cena's Revenge, so I want to see what the hell that means. Currently we have, let's see, Fuke, Liang, Oka, and of course, No Sacrifice in this 2v2 game. Now, again, we'll check rank real quick, but before I also go into more detail, also, it looks like it's a pretty even match, so this is awesome. I want to thank, and there won't be any more Patreon stuff, like little clip, but I want to thank my new Patreon supporter, Chris Chavez, for, subscribing and, submitting to a Patreon level. That is awesome. Thank you, Chris. That is epic. You're probably going to see some more stuff. And remember, if you want to become a Patreon member, you do get a free video a month, which I will probably have to upload. Damn it. All right, don't worry. I'll get that done. And all sorts of other little goodies in store. Again, it's on my Patreon page. Look at my YouTube. And if you want to send in a replay, kind of like No Sacrifice did, you can do the same thing. I have a video how to send in a Company of Heroes 2 replay that's located on my channel. Go through my Facebook and Gmail, both located on my channel, through links at the top right hand corner, and you can send in your replay. There you go. That's all the shameless plugins that I need. Although, to be fair, it's not shameless. Again, you rock. Pretty much everyone who sends me a replay or subscribes to my Patreon rocks, but seriously, thank you. Or watches my content, or likes, subscribes, you get the point. Anyway, let's get to see what they're doing. So with this map, I do like it because, again, even though with the river here, it's more open, so you don't really have to worry about someone just like, oh, I'm just going to kind of block you off and not let you take any territory. No, that's simply not the case. Although, again, this map, I believe it was pretty big because of the fact that, again, with the waterways, there was like a choke point here and over here, but with the winter aspect, there really isn't that. So, we shall see how that goes. No Sacrifice, how you doing? So, again, you're pushing up over here pretty well, I would say. With Rifleman, I'm assuming you might put down a fighting position or something, is what I would possibly do. Ambulance, I'm assuming you're going to keep the front line going. On the right here, Liang is pushing pretty hard. He's the Assault Grens, which could be good in the forest area. You can close the gap, use some sprinting, get around the enemy. Reversing conscripts as well from the Soviet players. Soviets, unless you went, do you go MG? You did win MG, but the forest area is so massive you could easily flank around and cause a lot of issues and havoc to the enemy team. We do have a Kubel, the mighty Kubel, and like I said, I will automatically do a replay if you send me a 5-star Kubel. Automatically. That is the thing I'm looking for. But unfortunately, it doesn't have the best armor, so typically combined arms through multiple units will easily kill it. That, and the best thing that is like a Vickers machine gun will just destroy it. Oh shoot, retreat. Oh no. Nice flank with the Stern Pioneers getting the heavy cover, decimating those poor riflemen and knocking them out of the game. Let's see. Mechanized Assault Doctrine. Okay. Makes sense. You might Assault Grens. This map I can see also because, again, maybe you could use the Tiger Tank and use the High Explosive or the Stu... I can't believe I'm saying this. Use the Stug Ace if F, which I think is stupid, but whatever, to blow up a lot of this ice. I wonder if here, if it's, like, low enough you can just walk through. I'm assuming it is because you can see the brush, but if you break the ice, I wonder if a tank could fall through. That'd be cool. That would be cool, in my opinion. Anyway, they do have vehicle repairs. So the nice thing about it is they can easily heal the Kubel and keep on the offense. Looks like the Axis actually have the advantage, a lot more territory, and we can see here a bunker support along with MG, so they're going to lock down this territory. But like I said, the enemy could easily just flank around. That's the great thing about I don't understand why people hate the ice maps. You can use the ice and go anywhere. It's just an added variable in the map, which is something I think they should do, like add deserts or add, I know this would be incredibly stupid, but volcanic eruptions or something. Ever-increasing tidal flow. I don't know. And by that I mean you have a rainstorm and suddenly the water starts flooding and certain portions of the map are like infantry have a harder time to go through, and tanks can just be swallowed up by the mud and by the river. That would be cool. So a player pushing up using a good MG. Again, you can see he's not just laying it down and not moving it. He's actively moving it to try to counter the enemy. Well, he does have to worry about the MG over here along with the bunker. The MG, this one is weakened, so maybe he could push through, but we shall see. We have No Sacrifice pushing up, and I like this. Again, he's pushing up with a good group, and then he has the ambulance. The problem is, as you can see, he can't move up with the ambulance anymore because the ambulance can only reinforce within this sector. Anything out of this sector, it cannot reinforce, so he has to be very careful. That being said, the enemy he's versing is pretty much short in supply. Just a half-man Volk squad and a Stern Pioneer squad, he could easily push up and overwhelm them as he's doing. Something you could do is maybe get some type of fortifications or, dare I say, Fallschirmjägers for MGs, but even against this many riflemen, that's probably, in rear echelon, it's probably not the best idea. Kuba way too close. That thing is going to be obliterated by the blob of the Americans. Yeah, as you can see, he just got torn apart. Pushing up, I would highly recommend taking over territory. We do have a nice flank. Looks like he's trying to kill the ambulance, but we have Pathfinders coming in to save the day. Although, again, he can just... Why'd you throw the fire grenade? He can just back up the truck. That being said, that ambulance driver's like, Jesus Christ! We almost got burned, Chris. Oh, wait, why did I speak in a German accent? Oh my god, maybe I was trying to go for like a southern. Jesus Christ, Chris! You almost burned us to death. What the hell? As you can tell, I am just a staple of I'm just like amazing at voice acting, which is why it's like I'm still dreading if I'm going to do that bridge thing or not. Speaking of things I'm going to do, I will be doing a Hearts of Iron gameplay. I just need to figure out the game, as I'm not a person who typically played Hearts of Iron. So I need to get myself in the groove, figure out what to do, and then I'll play it. I don't want to play a game that I do not know how to play in front of an audience very well. The Valkyria Chronicles, I knew what to do, but this game, Hearts of Iron is a whole separate entity. Nice flank with the MG, seeing where the enemy was coming in, preparing for it. Very good, very smart. We do have a, well, AT gun kind of over here. It was manned, but as we can see, the MG kind of burned it to death. This is where sometimes just having like it farther back and using artillery is better, because you could kill it without being in that range, which can be very deadly. Again, very nice job with this MG, although to be fair, yes, probably recapture some territory because, well, you don't want to disconnect too much because then you don't get supplies, and don't get supplies, and you can put yourself into a big issue. Like the Axis are doing right now. It looks like they have a lot of territory, but as we can see, they don't necessarily have all that much. They're holding it pretty well, but they need to get that vital fuel because they are losing hand over fist to the Allies, which, by the way, defensive tactic? Really? Alright. We shall see how this goes. I almost never see anyone use that doctrine. How is that MG still alive? Oh, there we go. I was like, how is that? Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, we do have a counterattack. Looks like Fluke is coming back over here to help his ally out, push through, and kind of stop the Soviets' advance, so that way he can kind of focus on the other enemy, which, I guess this guy, okay, he's just, I guess, batting down the hatches against the fuel points, whatever. Whatever, I guess, floats his boat. But you just still have to worry about this guy, because again, if no sacrifice does keep pushing, he could hit a vital supply line over here that could start to cut off a lot of territory that they could get all the way over here. So, like I said, it could be very bad if they continue to push. Volk Squad somehow getting around this thing. Luckily, he's not upgrading it, so he doesn't accidentally waste, 60 munitions. We have a blizzard. I'm assuming this is a public game, but I do not care. I have a goddamn blizzard. It's been so long since I've seen a blizzard in this game, and I miss it so much. I'm one of those people that I don't mind difficulty as long as it's not bullshit. Blizzard is something if you know it's coming, you can suit your army to its needs and effectively counter that. That being said, sure, maybe some factions aren't well equipped in blizzards, aka the British. But still, it's an interesting facet that I highly recommend. That if they do Company of Heroes 3, they double down on it. Don't just do blizzards. Do all sorts of environmental hazards, or like buildings falling apart, or like sinkholes, or something along those lines. Just stuff that you can interact with the environment that isn't something like, oh, press this button to activate this effect, aka Levolution from Battlefield, but something that's dynamic into the core of the battlefield, that changes the overall play style, but doesn't necessarily make it so it's better or worse. It just changes the dynamic. That's what I really think would be cool, and what really interests me in COH2 in the beginning, to an extent. We can see here that, again, staying warm by the fire is important for those who have never been through a blizzard before in COH2. You must stay by fires and stay by, or in your base, respectively. Stay warm. If you do not stay warm, again, this is a nice warm area that they can stay by. If they do not stay warm, let's see, like, well, this is going by a fire. So lots of fire is pretty nice. Trying to find, okay, they'll start, you can hear this guy's getting cold. They'll freeze to death, and I love that feature. Like this guy, he's gonna freeze to death unless he gets near this warm fire. Volk squads don't have that issue. With their upgrade, they actually are immune to cold. Which you may be asking yourself, well, Greyshot, doesn't that make him immune to blizzards? Well, yes, it makes him great for sneak attacking, but it kind of makes sense because the OKW launched an assault in a blizzard. So, you know, kind of makes sense why they're maybe more specially trained in blizzards. But the other big thing, that the reason why I say it's actually important, is the fact that if you have these big snowdrifts, you can actually still get cold in the snowdrift from walking through it and staying in it. So that kind of makes them immune to that as well. So they're still slow, but it's still an issue. Nice artillery. Very nice artillery taking that thing out. Very cool. The watchtower, by the way, it's actually very helpful because you can see it's providing that extra recon. Letting them see a little bit. I think it's providing that extra recon. I'm assuming the watchtower provides recon. If it isn't, which I highly doubt, I think it is. It's providing at least an opportunity to hold that point. How are you losing that, by the way? I don't, whatever. Oh wait, no, the Soviets took it. Never mind. I'm like, wait. Unfortunately, it looks like they lost. Again, with the blizzard, it does decrease, as you can see here. It does dramatically decrease your visibility, which makes it very easy to get around MG fire and stuff like that. Because you can see a lot of the visibility has been cut down on that, which makes flanks very easy. Again, I like it because again, the Blizzard's also made it a great risk reward, where it's like, okay, do we want to risk punching through a blizzard and getting our troops frozen? But we can at least get the enemy off guard, because a lot of times players would not fight. At least when I would play, they would not fight. They would huddle up. But because they decrease visibility, it's a perfect time to ambush them. And I would typically gain a lot of ground during a blizzard, because I would capitalize on the enemy's unwillingness to engage. I don't know. That's me. Nice Dushka, again, firing down this small passageway. With armor-piercing rounds, it tears infantry apart. And it's honestly the best MG the Soviets have. Now, we do have a flank over here, but we still have another MG. With all these, like, support weapon defenses, it's going to be... Wow, nice MG42. Very hard to attack. Plus, you have this half-track, which is reinforcing this whole area. Boom, bada, bing. You're in a good position to keep holding. And it's just great to see the Axis just continuously holding back the enemy. That being said, again, he tried to get a support gun, but that was moved way too close up. We do have this headquarters, which... I think is in a kind of a bad... I mean, it's good because it stops any armor from pushing through here. Like, if an armor unit came here and tried to push, it would possibly be sunk. Now, I do feel like the Axis should do some type of special here. Let's see, what could they do? I'm trying to think what would be best. Sturm Tiger could be good, in my opinion, because they're clumped up. But also, I feel like something just of a wide area of effect. Yeah, so, again, we do have two players pushing here. In my opinion, this would be a perfect... Okay, very nice. So, this actually is a good idea, because, again, it can easily get around the MG. Own it down via, aka, a nice, simple drive-by. Plus, you can upgrade these with Panzer Shreks and easily kill these bases. Although, again, with the upgrade weapons, they're already doing a pretty good job. Well, not really upgraded, but they're standard weapons. You get the point. They can take over a lot of territory very quickly, and overall maybe cut off the supplies of this Soviet advance, which is... doing a really good job. We do have some support guns, but no more health factory, which means it's going to be very difficult for the Axis to hold that point. Nice MG, you know, if they came this way, but looks like a nice flank. The reason I say this is because when you're versing an enemy that has an ambulance or a half-track or something, if they have a health truck there, it's very difficult to keep fighting because they'll just keep healing. So you need something that does a lot of damage. In this case, they use the heavy mortars. I believe this is a heavy mortar. No, that's a normal mortar. Really, no heavy mortars? I mean, you're spamming MGs like a crazy person. Usually, I would think no sacrifice would do that, but no, he's not. Although he is upgrading all of his troops, which, again, I applaud. But, we do have quite a few support guns firing, stuff like that could be very deadly, as they only have one mortar. But that being said, they still have this health truck, which is going to heal everything in the area, which, again, they could easily just reman, which I highly recommend doing before he loses some vetted units. He's going to lose this. Oh, wow, that was very lucky. Don't get me wrong, the Axis have been making a comeback. They have their fuel down, and they've been taking up more territory. It looks like now they have the riverbed. Like I said, on the quote-unquote summer version of this game, it's a more choke pointy, because you can easily hold this point. I think over here, I think this bridge you can destroy, and then there's like a passageway here. Other than that, it's all deep rivers, so it's hard to push because it's very choke pointy. It's kind of like Sittard Summer, but there's only 2 players, so it's easier to push because they can't guard every area. Like I said, I'm also a person who likes Sittard Summer, so take my map liking for a grain of salt. But to be fair, I feel like they got rid of Sittard Summer because they realized the British OP, and they're like, oh god, we can't have that. That would be terribly, terribly unbalanced. But it's still one of the most downloaded maps on COH2, so that, says something. Support gun's still coming in, doing a lot of damage. It's still healing. But that being said, consistent fire will put it down its manpower, which, if he keeps reinforcing, that stops him from getting other stuff like tanks and, Katyushas and Su-85s. Looks like we do have a nice push over here. Wondering why he's pushing with a major. He wants to get this thing vetted up, because if you get the major vetted up, you can easily activate some better specials, and with the better specials, you can pretty much provide better supportive tactics to your team. Now, again, the Soviets are over here. I don't think they're going to push up right now. Support gunfire is still too prevalent. They do have another medical base over here, which could be very bad. I feel like the Sturm Tiger would be perfect because they're big. They're clumped right here. They're seriously clumped. That being said, he does have a 45mm AT gun. I'm questioning this simply because of the fact that this gun... Okay, the reason why I don't like this doctrine is one of the first games COH2 I played, I said I was helping my team. I really wasn't. But I lined the wall up with these 45mm guns saying I could fight a Panzer IV. And I had 3 of these damn things. And the Panzer IV killed all 3. That being said, I was new, but all 3 of these things were firing and just bouncing off left and right. Wow, nice support gun hits. Jesus, it's almost dead. But like I said, I honestly don't know how viable it is now. I know there's been some patches, but I've never really... There's very few games I see this damn thing actually being used. And most of the time, it dies. So we shall see how this goes. Wait, was it flares? Or was that a sniper? Oh, it was a mortar. Mortars for the Soviet side can deploy flares. And I really like that because it allows for... Again, you can kind of see without being shot down, aka airplane, the enemy's force. Which is actually one of the main reasons why I get a 17-pounder is not because of its AT ability, but just to get the flare. Because I can deploy a flare and so my bofers can see farther away. Stupid, but I love it. Nice big American push on this side. Again, with ambulance kind of reinforcing, it's going to be very difficult, even for a Panzer IV to fight that, because a lot of them have a mixture of like bazookas and AT grenades that can easily trap and kill a Panzer IV. Okay, so we do have a Sturm Tiger. If he does it correctly, which would be like here, you could easily kill a lot of MGs, because this guy is blobbing. He is essentially blobbing. And if he, oh my god, shot right there. Here, beautiful shot here would be amazing. Everything dies. That being said, this guy needs some Panzer Strike forces, and he needs a lot more of them very quickly. An AT gun would be good, but again, I would actually go with a Sturm Tiger, because you could easily kill a lot more. You could even kill a T-34. I mean, you could... I mean, they killed the Schweer, which is why, again, they're pushing up because you don't have to worry about that. And the MG fire will pretty much stop them. Nice light artillery cover. That should at least kill some of their MGs. Or at least one Dushka. Well, there it goes. It just disappeared into the smoke, never to be seen again. Okay, this is where you need to get this Sturm Tiger. Now. Oh, wait, no, it's 560. I'm thinking it's 490. I'm thinking about Panther. Fire away. Support gun's still doing actually quite a lot of damage. And again, I feel like a direct shot. No! Don't reinforce, you idiot. Oh my god, you could have easily popped it out, come through here, easily push, and then boom. Stop reinforcing. I know you want to reinforce, but you can't. I would actually tell your ally to help you out, honestly. It's like, hey dude, I know this guy's over here, but he's not really that close. Besides, you can't really fight him with your Panzer IVs. Can you send one over here while I get a Sturm Tiger and blow them? No, not getting a Sturm Tiger? Okay. Excuse me, sorry. Here's my rationale. Now they are less choke pointy. Now they're getting into a point where they're going to be more open terrain. And the Sturm Tiger will be less effective in that region. Good job. At least you're decommissioning the fuel. You can maybe get yourself, actually, I have no idea what you would save up for. This guy, I'm confused. Because you figure with a Panzer IV, it's what, 125? Why wouldn't you just save up for a King? Or for a normal Tiger? Because the Tiger is great at killing infantry. Why are the... Dude... Yeah, we're about to see mass hypothermia over here, ladies and gentlemen. I like how they're all huddling. This guy is just died of being frozen to death. It's like, oh shoot, there goes Jacob, everybody. Okay, keep the Sturm Tiger back. Push. Why? Oh, right, the Sturm. Okay, push up. Focus all their fire here. When the tank rolls up, Sturm Tiger from here blows up everything. Yes, I'll keep making those sound effects because they sound awesome. Also, you could possibly use a Sturm Tiger and blow up all these forces clumped up together. No offense, Sacrifice are kind of clumped up. No, Sacrifice also went Airborne Company, which is why he was able to call in all that stuff. Kind of forgot to say it earlier. Again, this is great for calling in paratroopers, which destroy with LMGs and whatnot. Why you're fighting in Jackson with a 2 Panzer IVs, I don't know. Nice ambush, though. Again, flanking from the side. We do have an MG over here, which could stop them. Kind of freezing to death. Probably should get close. Again, I think we're in a blizzard right now. Dude. Push up. Get this guy to move his units up. And take him out one go. That's what we need to do. Or help your ally out here. One Sturm Tiger shot from like this location here, take out all these units. Right now, again, he has to stay warm, so he has to stay near a fire. Panzer IV is just like firing long range. I'm assuming they're just... Hold on, we shall see. Yeah, unfortunately, the Jackson needs like sight radius, and that's actually another great thing. Units that require long sight radius don't get that in blizzards. So Panzer IVs technically could have the advantage versus Jacksons because they can close the gap, get behind, and kill a Jackson. Problem is, they have no AT, so unfortunately the Sherman-Jackson combo is going to be pretty deadly. Oh shoot, Blizzard just wrapped up. Jackson now has sight radius, and things are going to go very, very bad. Please tell me that was a Sturm Tiger. Thank you, Sturm Tiger, killing a T-34. Very, very, very nice. That being said, you have a lot more units chasing you and about to plunge right into you. So... no offense, as weird as that's sounding, you need to do something very quickly to stop this enemy armor. I feel like you guys kind of lacked AT, honestly, and I feel like you guys lacked really capability of fighting over here. I think a Tiger tank would have been better because you could easily fight that. He's going to probably try to shoot the Sturm Tiger to decrew it. That could be actually a big no-no because as long as he has a squad, he could reman it. Oh, mine. Very nice. See, they're rushing the Sturm Tiger. They know. It's like, oh, no. Fire. Fire the Sturm. Fire the Sturm. Fire the Sturm. Dude, move the Sturm. Oh, no. Yep, this thing's dead. And oh, look, Panzer IV. You could have helped. To be fair, you're barely alive. But, like I said, this is where... possibly redistributing resources and having stuff earlier or later could have been seriously changing the outcome of the game. If he would have got that sooner, he could have easily hit, the blob here, reloaded, and then by the time that he would have charged, opened fire. Now there's way too many. They're destroying all the bases, and it's pretty much GG at this point. So I'm going to fast forward. a little bit, because essentially this base is going to go bye-bye. They may get some more resources, but overall we can see their total population is down. It was a nice swing. I do like how they, again, No Sacrifice kind of helped the Soviet player push here, and then kind of when everything was clear and the Soviet finally got that foothold it needed, he pushed over on the left and was able to completely outflank the enemy and open up a new corridor, which, again, combined the Axis were doing pretty well, but if you divide them, unfortunately, it just did not work. Panzer IV running for its life. Run low, Panzer IV. Jackson's like, no, don't you run from me. Very nice. Very, very nice. We have an assault in the base with all the support weapons and stuff. Again, using AT gunfire and everything to just kill the MG bunkers and whatnot. Long range fire to kill the base. I'm assuming he's saving it for a Tiger now, but you're going to take so long and it's going to be so much. I don't think you're going to have enough resources, nor do I think we're going to see a Tiger. The Storm Tiger, I feel, is a good idea, but it was just used improperly. You had no adequate support, no adequate defense, and it was called out at the wrong time. You should have called out sooner, in my opinion, but that's just me. Jackson fires just, again, hitting at long range, now with the combined arms. Yeah, these guys are essentially just going to wipe the floor and move up and just take out the enemy very quickly. I would be surprised if it's a surrender, but wow, okay, good Stug. That's really going to help you, dude. With all the AT gunfire, it's pretty much going to die. And with that, they pretty much have nothing left. The base is pretty much open. And yeah, it's GG. There was not much they could do. I feel like, once again, they should have focused on defense. They should have... Wow, 1,100. I'm assuming this guy just gave up. He's like, I'm done. I give. Which I hate, but whatever. He should have focused... the OKW guy should have focused defense here. Should have probably focused on better... Instead of moving up support guns so much, probably better infantry defense over here. I do like how he had the Sweer, but you need to make sure you have adequate defense, and unfortunately, just wasn't. He could, if he would have focused on taking out that truck, he probably would have been better. Over here, you should have probably had something. This was a huge unopened flank, and No Sacrifice opened that corridor up really well and just flanked you, and there was nothing you could do. Again, most damage, I assume, because again, as Jackson did a lot versus the Panzer IVs, which again, you know he's playing Americans, and you don't have any adequate infantry tank. It's just like just one Panzer Grenadier squad, especially with this like quote unquote drive-by unit, would have easily taken out Jackson. Alright, Heroes Fluke did okay. He was the best. He did the most damage. I can easily succumb. This Zhuge Liang guy was just like the weak link that No Sacrifice pretty much pressed on. Oka Root, I would have to say, was also pretty good. He did a lot. He got a lot of kills and was able to do a lot. Again, he was pushed back all the way here, and he managed to push the OKW player all the way back to his native base. That's very hard to do as the Soviets, because usually the OKW have pretty much better infantry and better tactics that can easily like knock out your support units. But even though he quote unquote was MG spamming, you have to remember, if he really wanted to like take out this stuff, he could have used Stuka or something. So, like I said, sometimes you need to really focus on game plan. Well, the Sphere was probably important. Did he use anything from it? No. He just used his defense. So maybe, again, instead of going for that, go for mechanized, use that remaining fuel, get the Stuka, and Stuka bomb his entire support regiment, which could have been done, honestly. And also that way you can get this. The other guy goes Panzer IVs to succumb for the loss of that armor until you can get your own Panthers or King Tiger, whatever you want. But yeah, and that way you could automatically heal his armor and have that in the game a lot longer. That's just me. And that's game. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17. Time to go over the comments. After all those nerfs, artillery cover still disgusting. Yeah, it's still pretty powerful. Held for review, good game, it would be enjoyable to demonstrate how to counter your own burnished combo though. Have never seen an effective counter to mattress, comments Churchill Ford. Okay, this is how you counter the mattress. I'm being honest right now. The mattress is only good for a wide range. It's very weak, so you just pop something out usually and you neutralize it very effectively. If you see it firing, you have counter artillery take it out immediately, you can do so. The amount of the stuff you're talking about though is a little bit more complicated because it's just essentially how do you counter the British in general. But yeah, for Churchills, you just need something that is like a Panther, typically, something big that can armor pierce it. Fireflies is very weak, so you have native AT for ground forces. Fortifications, actually, heavy artillery seems to be the best thing to deal with that, or long-range AT fire is the best combo. Sometimes support guns and mortars can work, but typically that is simply not the case. An artillery cover, the counter is recon. You eliminate the enemy's recon, you eliminate the artillery cover, plus you just move out of the area typically. Maybe because of the L2P issue, matches a one-shot kill for Stuka or Werfer. Correct. Panther can stand combat with ease. That's correct. 3 to 4 volts for Shrek easily. Yep. And Jagdpanzer can breathe. Yep. And yeah, the Jagdpanzer is great, along with the Jagdtiger, to deal with the quote-unquote fortifications as well. So that's very common. Actually, I have no idea why this is being held for review. Let's approve that comment. I have no idea why it's being held for review. Gunshot scared the... Yeah, sorry about the gunshot thing. It was like the old COH2 bug. Oh my god, it scared me so many times. I thought I was the only one to hear them. Same thing. For the longest time, like, oh, this is a glitch with my own machine. No, it's not. A game is stupid to put two US-7 and two Brits together. It's impossible for US to hold. Need help from Soviet or Brits. I wouldn't say that, but I would say it is very tough to play as a United States player, which is funny because, you know, it's a player. Everyone's like, oh yeah, let's go America. No. 106 for headphones. Sorry about that. I keep telling you 117. The Bofors can't do anything against heavy motor fire and field guns because they have more range. That's why you bring them in and then you fire to pretty much pounce upon them and keep using the artillery fire to make sure they can't get them. Mortar pit first? No, because you can't defend it because then they send a scout car and kill it. GG. Just in case you don't know, the Commonwealth sappers can destroy walls and covers. Yes, I do know that. Plus mortar being back farther than... Wait, over just being surviving. No. Yes, it does, but you first build it to defend your fortifications. Then you go on. First like, very good. Where's that gunshot from? Moving on. Can I say mattress OP? Don't worry, they're nerfing it. Yeah, they are nerfing it a bit, so they will be better in case you are worrying about that. Except for Spearhead. I love this game of business. Yeah, I will say that I've been noticing that I think it's just balancing. I feel like when people get a new item, they figure it out, and it's easier for someone to use an item that pretty much hasn't been dealt with, and just spam it or use it, and people will think it's overpowered. Very few. It's a hard thing to do because when you introduce something, you have to test it against everything, and eventually some things you don't. For example, I don't think many people thought that the Sturm Tiger, when you upped it, would be very, very powerful, but I love the thing because, like, oh, you only make it with this doctrine, but you increase damage. Oh wow, this thing is now is it overpowered? Well, no, because most people do is they'll try to hit it when it's not. Or I remember one of the original things that people thought was overpowered was those Terminators, those PPSH wielding squads, and it's just like, are they overpowered? Well, they were underpowered, then they boost them to overpowered, and now they're somewhere in the middle. So it's just a mixture of the two, and you just have to find that right balance, and I feel like eventually you do. I don't think there's anything truly unbalanced right now with any of the factions, but again, if they keep changing stuff, you have that opportunity for some to be overpowered or underpowered. For example, I don't see anyone use the mortar carriage. Just saying. Knock knock. Oh great, this is just a whole like shabam of just bad comments, so I'm just not gonna go through there. But in any case, that's the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys comment and I will go over it, and I'll see you next time.